Just feel the love in your heart or in your hand. And you know how when you smile and your mouth has a certain geometry, we're using the geometry of the mouth, not mind, mouth. And we're smiling even though we're not happy, or we can be happy or unhappy. I can smile at my hand or smile at my chest. Ooh, we can stay easily by using the geometry of our mouth. Later on we'll notice that we can send attention to any part of the body. We'll notice when we're actually inside the body, like the queen position, the shape of the mouth and sound will be a major factor in determining my attention in this different world. It's an entirely different world. The senses work very differently when I'm in the body. The attention works very differently when I'm in the body. So there is a world before entry and after entry. The smile, what we're using right now, will be absolutely essential inside when you're ruling your kingdom, queendom. Mm-hmm. And also the certain parts of the body, like my arm and hands, will play a bigger role even than now. If I'm in the inside world, I'll be able to shift context depending on the situation I'm in. Shifting context simply means that I know how to play chess, but I choose to move the chessboard. So moving the chessboard is like shifting context. And the inner world has infinite number of angles. And those angles could be almost touched and shifted between the smile, the geometry of the mouth, and the angle of the fingers. The body will take over, the body's intelligence will take over the attention. First, we start out by normal attention. You can declare, my intention is to pay attention to such and such. And then after that, just a small movement, angular movement of my fingers. If I have activated my arm, will do the job. So the combination of the smile that we use now and the angle of my hand will enable me to move the chessboard in infinitely available angles. And we don't have to understand all this. Most important is that we smile at our chest and keep the smile there, and keep the smile on your fingers too. The mind, if you let the mind talk to us now, it might say that it's boring, or this whole thing doesn't make sense. And we can say, thank you, mind, because we don't want it to make sense. We're going beyond sense. So this is nonsense. And I'm proudly declare that this is the world of nonsense. So the concept called nonsense has to be rehabilitated. And if you're not bored, and I can see that no one is bored here, at least the people whose pictures I see. If you're not bored, you're there. You're home. It's you're right. It's not difficult. It doesn't take a long time. It's easier when we are together. And if you're not bored, it's guaranteed that you're home. Nothing is needed in this place. We can call it what we want. Unconditional love, heaven, holding God's hand, whatever, it's all fine. And we don't need to talk. The only reason I'm talking is to keep the potentially curious mind from talking to us too much. Everything is fine. Nothing is needed. No answer is needed. And it seems like nothing is happening, and it's absolutely not true. Because in this world, in this other world, we open the door to heaven, open the door to God, however you want to call it. As soon as we open the door, the universe starts recognizing us. You don't have to get to God. All we have to do is focus in, the door opens, universe is present, love is present. Universe starts recognizing you as his or her daughter or son, God's son and daughter, being recognized. And you already given the powers that God has, like no need to work for it, no need to deserve it, no qualification necessary. Doesn't matter young, old, ugly, beautiful, fat. Absolutely no qualification. You don't have to look like a queen or a king. And nothing is needed. Your words from here on, you can run your life by declaration from here. Declaration simply means that you say something and that's the way it is. No need to explain or justify why you want what you want. Can you imagine at Genesis creation, God said, let there be light, or provided that the electric company approves, or provided that I qualify, or I'm the right religion, or I've gone through the 20 years of trial period in the mountains and had no sex. Ooh, God just said, let there be light.
Okay.
So from here, you can say, okay, abundance. However, from the place of absolutely no need, it's almost like it's no point to say anything because let the universe run my life. It's much easier. It's much easier for God to decide what's best for me from this no need place, and the magic just keeps on happening. The life becomes much easier, much better than we can ever imagine. Of course, the values are now very different. You don't need to be happy to be happy. Don't need to look for happiness as a qualification for enlightenment. Happiness is not a stepping stone or a prerequisite. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's actually easier to enter the body when we're not happy. When we're not happy, we're sad, we look down, and that's the body. It's easier to enter the body in a kinesthetic position, which sometimes look like I'm sad. But I'm not sad, I'm just using the body physiology to enter the body. So no need to be happy. No need to be spiritual. It's much better not to be spiritual. Not to be spiritual. Spirituality is not only not a stepping stone, it's a it's a
roadblock.
it's actually a roadblock. But anyway, that's another question. Where is the spirituality now? Just have love in my heart. What do I need to know to qualify? Nothing. What do I need to understand? How long did I have to purify myself? I have long hair or no hair, or purple robe, or did I have to qualify to clean up my chakras? Open my third eye? Get dark skin? Because of course those people are greatly blessed by God. Because I am not trying to be sarcastic, and yes, I'm trying to be sarcastic. No qualification is needed because the qualification will be on time. You deserve God's love now, totally unconditionally, without cleaning or shifting or changing anything. No behavior modification is needed. What's needed to be modified is not a behavior, but attention. Go ahead, Brigitte.
Who is wishing to be healthy? This is the I, isn't it? The wish to be healthy comes from the I. And this wish to change something feels like a wish of an I, of this body feeling of I, wish that something is different.
I think I understand what you mean.
Because I'm not sure if this makes sense to wish something if the I is wishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a small I and the big I, and there's also a mid-size too. But anyway, it's
true.
On mute.
Yeah. Okay. There is we have a body that's we can call the I, but it's better not. It's like coagulated thoughts and genetics and this and that, and sometimes we have challenges with the body, and the problem is if we get into the I, the questioning would never end, because the whole goal is precisely to say, I'm simple, I'm innocent. God, I don't understand why I have this sickness. It's like, okay, I want to hold your hand. I don't need to understand. I want to hold that powerful, want to be that powerful like you are, God. Like I'm making up metaphors. And the moment I really want to go further and understand, and using and engage and invent more concepts. And I know out there's many teachings that use the word I and soul and all kinds of stuff, that if we get into it, we just get more into the mind. And so when you're in the queen position, there's no need Does the queen position ever ask you who is the I, or who is who, or what? When I'm opening this door, when I'm inside, I'm converging with the universe. The universe doesn't have straight lines, it's only have movements. And the universe has, what's this called? It's not a straight line, it's a
Spiral?
Yeah, it's a spiral. So the straight line, or the quickest way to heaven, is not a straight line. It's a spiral. So we either converging with the universe, and the body is resonating with the universe because it's the same ratio. And again, that's an explanation that you can accept or not accept. Except I find that it really works well. So now I'm converging and my body is sick. And my body gets sick and better and sick and better. From the universal perspective, the universe just wants us to converge with it, go home. And healing happens much quicker, much more efficiently when we're not in need of healing.
Mm.
I'm not in need of healing. I'm being with this loving position. I'm asking. I can make a declaration, say, perfect health. And let that be, because that's the most I can do for the healing of the body. I'm allowing the non-understanding and the simplicity just to be with me. And in the meantime, if I happen to attract a good doctor or a chiropractor or a homeopathic or combination or a massage, whatever, if it's in front of me and if it feels right, I will follow the path. But the chances of the right person being in front of me to help me is much higher than if I try to analyze what the I is. And I say, okay, who is asking the question, which is a very popular thing to ask in spirituality. Who am I? And if we are before entry, I'm asking, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? The answer, there might be an answer. I know we're not expecting any. And if we're behind the curtain, or if we're already in the body, that question, I can ask that question, but I already know the answer, because you know who you are the moment you enter. You feel is that feeling of the universe inside you, outside you. There's no I. So before entry, we make up what the I is. After entry, we don't need to know what it is. Figuring it out or adding more concept is just we're adding more disadvantage. It's more exciting. It's more popular. You can fit in with more organizations that way. And if you go to a spiritual group, you'll be a lot more popular saying that I'm figuring this I and that I, because everyone will understand what you mean. If you just say there is no I, there's no soul, I don't care, I use as less concepts as possible because I'm going for simplicity, whoosh, it won't be as popular. But it's a lot more effective. You might refer back to some of our conversations. I never used that because the objective is to get rid of concepts, and the best concepts are the ones that eliminates itself. Go ahead.
So I just go along with the wish, and this is enough. Not asking who, from where does the wish come from? Comes it from the I or from where? I just be aware that there's the wish of healthiness, and this is enough.
Yes, absolutely. absolutely. Because as soon as I include a concept, I'm limiting the universe whichever way I want that health to be delivered. Here I'm open to any way it's delivered, and I'm not questioning. Don't want to understand it. I'm just surrendering to it.
And as far as I understand you, is that just going with the wish to be healthy is the simplest thing that I can do, because if I make an I add an I to this, I already go into a story.
Right.
And so the most simple thing is just to feel that there's a wish, and this is enough.
Yeah, what's enough is that you go to a queen position and you be, and you make declarations. Declarations are to say perfect health. And you feel what that might feel like if you want perfect health. And you might even consider, say, perfect health from the queen position and say, hey, perfect health, what do you sound like? I don't want to understand it from the perspective of the mind. I just want to know what you sound like. So it's a perfect health. What do you sound like? And you open your mouth, as you know, and you go, and you let the sound come out. Ooh, no judgment, nothing. You just keep the sound coming, and it might be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we don't know, but all of a sudden it feels right. Ooh, okay, that's the sound of perfect health. So the universe cannot understand words because they are in duality. The words and expression has to be compressed into something usable for the universe and God. So, okay, I want health. Okay, I go to the queen position, perfect health. If I find a sound for it, and the sound doesn't have to be a particular mantra, because every moment, if you want to say we're going to go to a mantra, then every moment will be a different mantra. So to do a steady mantra for health is kind of crazy, because every moment is different. I can say, okay, I should chant Om Namah Shivaya, and that will calm the mind wonderfully. But the sound of health might be something very unique. You might end up, ooh, and you know in your heart that you have the right tone. And then you sing your heart out if you want, and you just rejoice and ooh, as long as you want, and then you're still in the queen position, but you don't use language that gets you out of the queen position. You're using language that help you stay in the queen position, and you're communicating with God is sound. Sound is compressed thought. So you declare you're God's child. You have the right. You're a princess. You have the right to ask your father, mother for health. Go ahead.
So let me just summarize if I have understood everything right. So the simplest thing, if I experience this wish, if I'm aware of the wish to be healthy, is to go just to let it be without asking who is asking or from where does the wish come from. And then go to the queen position with this awareness of wishing to be healthy and letting the queen position responding in its own way, and most helpfully not with words, so that the chance to don't slip into a story again is bigger.
Yes, that's right. You know how to go there. I know you know how to go there. I know You know how to stay there. Go stay and say something, and you don't have to do anything else. And if you want to do more, then look for the sound. You can even ask, if you have a prayer, or you subscribe to some religion of some kind, or some kind of a prayer, you can pray from the queen position too, if you want. Just to feel perfect health. Some people are very friendly with Jesus, or Mother Mary, or Guadalupe, or whatever. It's all okay. Once you're in the queen position, you make up whatever rule you want. And the communication is not in duality. So therefore, I use sound. Ooh. And all of a sudden, the body starts resonating. Ooh. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be not loud. You feel. And that's the most we can do, because then the universe will deliver the appropriate situation to you. So your understanding is quite correct. You summarize, and I kind of re-summarized, but we understand each other. Well, thank you guys for being with us, and for those of you we can't see, thank you for listening. We'd love to see your face next time. Love you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.